These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on Sunday, May 26th, after the Celtics Game 3 victory over the Indiana Pacers. 114-110 final score. Jrue Holiday, clutch, steal, and free throws at the end for a win. Jayson Tatum with perhaps his best game of the playoffs that we'll talk about. Terrible first half that led to an 18-point Pacers lead at one point in the game was flipped completely on its head thanks to a crazy fourth quarter by the Celtics, 33-21, winning the fourth quarter by 12 points, swinging an 8-point lead into a 3-point win, or a 9-point lead. They won the game. At the end of the game, win, huge. I don't feel like doing math. I gave up on the math.
They won the game.
Yeah. I tried to do math and I gave up on the math. Huge win for the Celtics. Go up 3-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals. One win away from the NBA Finals. Pacers hadn't lost at home into this point. Celtics hadn't lost on the road. It looked like the Pacers streak was going to continue. Celtics got the job done. It was ugly. It wasn't fun in the first half. And then it was real fun. And so credit to Celtics.
Yeah, it was fucking disgusting, dude. I was heated. I was half watching the game, talking to some friends at the very beginning. So I come back in the room and it's like 7-point lead, I think. I was like, all right, good start. And then all of a sudden the lead's gone. Then all of a sudden they're down $1 billion. And I was like, what the fuck? But you really saw some good stuff from the Celtics today. This was a signature win for the Celtics team. Down 18 on the road. Had me heated online. I was bitching. I was like, they don't have Halliburton. This is how you're going to show up and play. Jalen, I know you were there. A great quote. Them dudes turned into Michael Jordan or something, is what he said to you guys, right?
Did not hear that quote. He was
Jared Weiss put it up. Maybe it was a locker room interview then.
Yes, sir.
Breaking news then. But he ain't wrong. I was bitching in here because I was like, they're getting cooked by this bum, Nemhard. Like, this guy's season high was 22 points. He has 30. Like, what is going on? All right, so real discussion now. Sorry. I'm very impressed with their concentration and ability to win this game. Watching this game live, I turned to my girlfriend and I was like, I think the Pacers should just put the lead to 8, and then the Celtics came down and got a bucket to cut it back down to 6 instantly. And I was like, this feels over, but if it was flipped and the Celtics were the team up 6 or 8, whatever it was, I would not feel good. I was like, I tried to use perspective. And it turns out I was a little bit right today. I'm very impressed with how the Celtics closed this game. Now, this is now 2 wins that they had to go and take in crunch time in this series. Something we have not seen from this team. And I couldn't tell you the last time. Maybe the Timberwolves win. And that's like the only one I can pull up other than Tillman game winner against Sacramento, which really wasn't even them going to take it. They blew that game.
I think they took game 1 in overtime.
That's what I said. In this series.
Sorry.
2.
Sorry. I thought you said this game was the
absolutely
first time since the Timberwolves game. You're right. Yes, sorry.
They did. It was impressive in game 1, too. Like, yes, the Indiana Pacers opened the door, but they still had to walk through it and then shut it and lock it. And they did that. They did it today. Big credit to them for coming back in this game because I thought it was dead.
Yeah, I mean, this Celtics game looked over for such a long time. And then like 3-ish, I need to find the exact time, but like 3-ish minutes left in the third quarter. The Celtics defense went from holy shit, they're laying out a red carpet to the paint to holy shit, the Celtics have like 6 guys in the paint at all times. The Pacers made 5 threes in this game. This shouldn't have been close. And I know Jalen's thing about, they turned into Michael Jordan, probably a little bit valid. You let him turn into Michael Jordan, brother. Like, you guys gave him all the open shots. They had free reign. Celtics defense looked completely scrambled. There were parts in the first half where, like they were just getting a paint touch on every possession. And not only that, but every time the Celtics made or missed a shot, every end of a Celtics offensive possession, before you blinked, the Pacers were at half court. Like they just beat him to the spot every single time in transition, which was a pain in the ass. And not all of them are going to count as transition points, quote unquote, in the box score. But like every single time this Pacers got out and run, the Celtics just were flat footed. So that was frustrating. But then the second half or 3 minutes, whatever left in third quarter, defense completely changed, locked in, shut everything down. They sent more pressure at them. They cut off the lanes in the paint. They just completely stopped everything. Then in the fourth quarter, it happened a little bit again where they were just kind of getting whatever they wanted because they were running faster. But Celtics responded again and sort of bounced back. Jrue Holiday with fucking the clutchest play you'll ever fucking see.
Clutchest sequence. You had the and one makes the free throw, steal, gets fouled, makes the other 2 free throws. Mind you, he makes the second pair of free throws after an unreal ice job from Mark Davis, who just took over and was like, all right, we're going to do the NBA equivalent of ice the kicker, except Rick Carlisle, you don't have to burn your time out to do it. I'll do it for you. We're going to look at a clear path foul that probably would never, ever be called ever in a million years, but I guess kind of does qualify for it. But then
I thought it was a clear path foul. I thought it was.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree, but like it didn't feel like they were going to overturn it. It didn't feel like a spot that you would call a clear path foul, and then they didn't do it. So they just wasted like 2.5, 3 minutes of everybody's time. Let Holiday sit there and think about the free throws. Big credit to him for making them. All right, time to complain for a little bit before we get into the happiness.
We barely even talked. We talked about Jrue for 30 seconds. And
no,
then
I'm not complaining about him. This is like my one major complaint.
Okay.
1.5. The Indiana Pacers did not miss. Correct.
Yeah.
When they did miss, the Celtics didn't get the fucking rebounds.
Correct. Yes, correct.
They made it so much harder for themselves. Not even on the way to the deficit, but as they were climbing out of the deficit, they just continuously gave up gut-wrenching offensive rebounds in this game. Fuck's sake, man. They're only missing like 1 in every 5 shots. Just use all the energy you would use on all the other rebounds that aren't there and get the rebounds. Finish off the defensive possession, please. And you know what? At the end, they managed. They got a big rebound after the Nembhard miss. I think it was Horford that went up and got it. Big ups to Al. This was a great Al game. And overall, you just got like a lot of memorable buckets from everybody.
Yeah. Al made all the shots. He was 7 of 12 from 3. It was huge.
There was a stretch where I was like,
huge.
Are they going to lose the Al game? It's like they're going to lose the game where he gives them 1 billion points.
Yeah, that was awesome. Jrue Holiday with a huge stretch, some defensive possessions too, big rebounds. He had 9, I think, in this game. So he was great. This is going to get completely missed. It's frustrating. Jayson Tatum was fucking awesome in this game. Like Jayson Tatum was incredible in this game. This was by far Jayson Tatum's best game of the playoffs, and it's not particularly close. Like, not only did he finally find his 3-point shot, 5 of 10 from 3, 12 of 23 from the field. So he was 5 of 10 from 3 and 7 of 13 from 2. So efficient. Free throws, I get it. They're bad. Make them. But that's the one thing. 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 0 turnovers. Did not turn the ball over once in this game. Had the fucking craziest pass I've ever seen him make. Tal Horford in the corner at a crucial spot. And was the driving force of the Celtics offense for the entire game. The entire game. He was a +9. The only thing better was Xavier Tillman, who was a +12, who we can talk about in this game as well. But like, this was by far Jayson Tatum's best game of the playoffs, and no one's gonna fucking talk about it. No one's gonna talk about this game because everyone's just like, oh yeah, finally, about time he did it, or they shouldn't have been down in the first place, and rightfully so. Like, Jrue was awesome, and he'll be the story, and Al Horford's huge shooting night's gonna be the story. But Jayson Tatum was amazing, like truly amazing in this game. Exactly, yeah, he got off to a great start. He didn't shoot for assists in the fourth quarter. This was Jayson Tatum's best game of the playoffs by far, and I was unbelievably impressed with his performance.
Yeah, I really thought that the passing stuck out from him. Yeah, what a 4 in the fourth, not the greatest, but he did make a big 3 to cut the lead down from 6 to 3.
Huge 3.
kind of was the game at that point. Like there wasn't a lot of time left. I want to say there was like just over a minute 20 left. And to that point, he was 0 of 2 because he missed the layup to ice it. Big shot from him. Kind of redemption for game one when he missed the open one to go and tie the game with like 30 seconds left.
he got his redemption later in that one.
He did. He had a great overtime. Like, don't take it away from him, but like identical spots. This time he steps in and drills it.
Mhm.
And then that pass to Horford was kind of unbelievable. He had several
That pass
passes
to
today
Horford.
to Horford where it was just like you can tell they've been playing together for years.
Yeah.
They kind of get it. The pick and pop with Horford was working today. They needed
So good.
Horford to be that guy today because Indiana was engaged. Miles Turner wasn't in foul trouble today. Siakam was. But Turner was an impactful player in this game too. So you had to stretch the floor because he was feeling himself. Big ups to Al. Big ups to Tatum. Tatum, really, really strong performance today. Even though it made me want to rip my hair out when it was the missed free throws. And there was 1 3 that he took that was really bad. But it's not the takeaway. The takeaway is he played well.
Prize Picks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than 3 million members. It is the easiest and most exciting way to get in on the action while you watch your favorite sports and players. You just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats and watch all the winnings roll in. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into 1,000 with basketball, hockey, college basketball entries today on Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. One of our favorite picks here at the How About Them Celtics podcast is the Jrue Holiday blocks. It's usually 0.5. He just needs more than 0.5 blocks. That means 1 Jrue Holiday block. And that pick is in the bag. Prize Picks is really simple to play. I can make my picks and submit my entry in less than 60 seconds. Download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Again, download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Yeah, he was unbelievable in this game. He was the entire reason that they didn't score 10 points in the first half. Everything ran through Tatum. I thought the pick and roll with Tatum was awesome. I thought his playmaking was incredible. He had 36, 10, 8 and 0 turnovers. I can't say enough good things. He was awesome. Fuck you.
I want to eat my chicken nuggets, dude. I'm sitting here waiting for some. I saw he had 36, and I think it was. Well, let's see. He only had how many fourth quarter points? This is not taking away from him.
7.
It's 7. Okay. I guess there wasn't that much room for him to go off and get to 50.
Al was great. Like we said, he hit his threes. That was huge. Jalen was pretty good. I think there were stretches where he was meh. Noah pointed this out during the game. Jalen's rebounding is really bad in this game. That's a very niche thing, but she pointed it out and I was like, I guess you're already at 2 in a game where, like you mentioned, they really could not hit the glass for shit.
There weren't a lot of rebounds going around, in fairness to the box score looking, but I don't think Jalen gave his usual effort on the glass because he's typically one of the stronger, more athletic guys out there. Mm-hmm. Usually he translates well on that stat, but overall, weird Jalen game because there were stretches where he was doing all this stuff. We were like, he doesn't do this anymore. Mm-hmm. He's like, watch this in the first half and just slamming the ball off the backboard, trying to go to the rim.
Unfortunately, this might have been Derek White's worst game in a long time. He was really, really, really bad on both ends. He had 7 assists, and so he was obviously pretty good there. And he had 4 blocks too. So respect him for that. He was getting relentlessly targeted by the Pacers, and they were getting whatever they wanted. Not only that, he got blown by a couple times. He got turned around. He got bullied in the post. He got targeted on the perimeter. It was just really rough Derek White game for long stretches of this one. He couldn't find a shot either. 3 of 11, 2 of 8. The 4 blocks are good. The 7 assists are obviously good. It wasn't a complete disaster, but it was usually when Derek White has a quote bad game and it's just, he wasn't very impactful. He was just kind of there and he didn't hurt the team. He was on the other end of that, unfortunately, in this one. And this isn't who fucking cares? They won the game for 1 and 2. It's Derek White. He's allowed to have a bad game every once in a while.
Yeah.
But this is a really rough one for him.
Yeah, it was rough. He, in fairness, I think is one of one in his last one in this game. He made a three when they needed a three so desperately. So he
I
made the big
really
one
thought
in
he wasn't
true
gonna make
Derek
it.
White fashion.
Yeah,
He
I
did
was really
have
nervous.
it was almost a Tatum-esque pull-up three when you can't put a rock in the ocean. Just pulls up in transition, like teams making a push back
You know
into
what
the
that was,
game.
right?
What was it?
You didn't notice at the time? That was your Mr. Scalabrine 2 for
Was
1
it a 2
showing.
for 1? Was it the end of the third
Mhm,
quarter?
mhm, 2 for 1, baby.
Well,
2
that
for
like
1.
makes me feel a little bit better about it because like there was
It
some
was still
thought
bad, though.
behind it.
Yeah.
Whether or not it was actually a good shot is still like the same case. Like, don't think it was a great read the room moment from Derek White, but I didn't realize that there was a 2 for 1 aspect to it. It makes it a little different. But overall, like you said, got cooked on defense. There was a big Nemhard bucket that happened because he just spun right off of Derek White with no resistance. Just it was just like one of those things where maybe Derek listen, I did not watch the very beginning of the game like very closely. Maybe he was okay in the first half. No, the shooting wasn't there. But
Mm-mm.
it was one of those things where like the rebounding, it just seemed to make it so much more difficult for them to make this comeback happen.
They targeted him in the first half even more.
Okay.
Like every single possession, it was Derek White. And I don't know how the Celtics kept letting him get on Pascal Siakam. Like fight because it's not working clearly. Also, very random. You remember in the game when TJ McConnell got hit in the eye and he had to replace his contact? Was that on TV or was that just you saw him?
It was on TV. It was late in the game too.
I just found the contact that he switched out. Like it's just here. I was like
Sell it.
looking at it, I was like, what is this? And I realized I was like, oh,
That's sports
that's right.
memorabilia right there.
Um the bench didn't really do much in this game. Pritchard was quiet. Sam Hauser continues to just not be able to do fucking anything. It sucks to watch. Brissett was whatever in his minutes. Tillman finally got play, and things started to turn around when they went to the double big, and he packed the paint. It's weird because he was a plus 12, and I think that look worked. He didn't really do anything individually that stood out. He had one good defensive possession on, forget if it was Siakam or another guy. Where he sort of stalled him out and then got to stop at the rim. But other than that, I think it was just having that extra body, that extra presence in the paint. Because like Noah had pointed out and she tweeted out, they really missed the rim protection without Porzingis and even without Cornette. Like they were just really small, or smaller than they usually are, I should say, in this one. And I think the Pacers look to attack that. Tillman though finally got minutes, and I guess the look worked. It worked plus 12, like that objectively worked.
Yeah, I mean, a monster Miles Turner game on the tails of, oh, there's nobody that's even 5 inches shorter than me on the other team. I'm just gonna go inside and shoot little fades over these smaller defenders. Miles Turner had a really great game,
Yeah,
but he took advantage of the size mismatch like no other. Um,
like Derek White got bullied by
good
Miles
though.
Turner too much.
Got a bucket. Got on the
Tillman,
score sheet. Didn't
what
hurt
was
the
his bucket?
team.
I don't
I think it
remember
was.
Tillman's
I think it
bucket.
was in the fourth.
Was it? I literally have zero recollection of Xavier Tillman's
Probably
bucket.
thought it was Horford.
I
Where'd have you seen him
genuinely
there?
way up in the shits. It was
Yeah,
actually a
just
really good view though. It was like
ninth floor.
yeah, it was like default 2K view. You know what I'm saying? Like where it's
Like
like the
the
full court.
baseline to baseline?
We were on the baseline. Like we were on
Okay.
no. We were on the sideline. Like we were sideline like
So
full
you had like
like
pretty
it's
much a
like
TV
TD
camera.
it's TD Garden view, but like we were like zoomed out even more so we could literally see everything.
Oh, okay. I see. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was like a TV camera. Yeah, no, Tillman scored in the third quarter. I genuinely don't remember this at all. Do I? Third quarter. I don't remember that. He literally just got an open layup because Jrue broke down the defense. Which is huge win. Huge
Neesmith
win for the
shot.
Celtics.
Have to talk
Ne-
about it.
ne-
The
at the end,
well,
the one that he
let's go
missed.
right from the beginning. So
Okay.
Holiday makes the free throws. Rick Carlisle sends the boys out there to play some football. Gets an open look for Neesmith in the corner. And I actually thought I was watching a blend of the OG Anunoby shot and the Kawhi shot, both in one. Hits the front of the rim, goes straight up, and I could have sworn from the TV camera angle, it looked like it found the bottom of the net on that bounce, but nobody reacted. And I was like, oh my God, they won.
I like after the bounce, I knew it didn't go in. Unbelievable he got as open as he did. Unacceptable he got as open as he did.
You know who that was?
Who was it?
It might have been Derek White. There's
Him and
actually a
Jaylen
clip of
Brown.
it, and somebody was like, if Jaylen Brown is the one pushing the guy into the right path, he is lost.
Him and Derek and Jaylen Brown had some tough defensive moments in this game. Al Horford defensively was fucking sick, by the way. He was so huge for them at times in this game. Like I mentioned they missed the rim protection like Noah was talking about. He was a force down low. And there was one possession in particular I remember. I think it was, you remember the quote unquote Doug McDermott tip in put back to end the first half? I think it was. Horford played like third quarter. Al Horford played fucking incredible defense on Siakam on that play, and then just no one helped him. No one was there like to help him out and get
just
the fucking
hanging
ball.
out.
Or no,
they all got
maybe it wasn't that one.
Seats.
No, that wasn't it. It was a Siakam. I need to find this play because I was so mad because I don't know if you can find it.
Horford, how big is it? 25 minutes in game 2. You think he felt fresh today? You think he was feeling good when he got out there today because he didn't have to play at all 2 days ago? Yeah, I think it matters when he can get a little bit of extra rest. That man was emptying the tank from the jump. I got in the room. He already had 9 points. And he, like you said, he was ripping it on defense. He wasn't getting cooked. He was hustling. How many blocks do you have? It felt like he got fingertips on a billion shots. He probably didn't. He had 3 blocks? Yeah, pretty solid block day for Al Horford. And he was hustling. Dude was sprinting the floor, looking to get some buckets. Loved the game from Al. We talked about it already, but 22 points, or 23 points rather, is an incredible output from him. You needed to win this game when you get a performance like that, and it's good that you did. He matched that game 5 against Cleveland. More points in this game than that game, and this game was close. Hey, gang, let me tell you a little something about Game Time. The NBA playoffs have arrived. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Who doesn't want to get in on the fun? With Game Time, you can experience it with your own eyes. Get yourself great seats to games with even greater prices. That's right. You can save when getting your tickets with Game Time. It's an authorized ticket marketplace of the NBA, which makes getting those playoff tickets even faster and easier. Plus, the prices on Game Time usually go down the closer it gets to tip-off. Who doesn't love to save a little bit of money? I certainly do. I used Game Time back in March when I took the lady to a game. We went to see the Celtics play our Pistons, and it was great. I could look and see what the seat view would be just using the app. Didn't have to be surprised when I showed up. Plus, you do get those last-minute deals. They have the flash deals and zone deals. Zone deals, which you can choose a section of the arena and let Game Time choose those seats. You'll save a little bit of money that way. You can download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, that's code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
Yeah, I can't find this play that I'm thinking of. Oh, is this one? It was fourth quarter, 6 minutes left. Celtics are down by 5. It's around that time of the game where you were talking about, where the Celtics were like getting everything, and then the Pacers get a rebound, or this happens, and then the Pacers they just couldn't quite get there. Al Horford steps up, contests the TJ McConnell floater perfectly, and then just no one gets Siakam.
Left him to die.
Not one person gets Siakam. Like they find it here perfectly. Derek White follows it, can't get the box out. Tillman's just kind of standing there. That can't happen. That was frustrating. But
that's
shout out, and then
TV remote stuff right there.
Then Joe calls a timeout. Then he's pissed. Joe was an angry motherfucker today. Joe had some of the angriest timeouts I've ever seen him call in that first half.
You guys.
No. He was great. He was great with that. I think everybody who came to the podium today was like, yeah, Joe was like, am I lagging? I can't tell you.
No, you're good.
Everyone who came to the podium today Joe was on our ass. Like Joe was coaching his ass off the net. Like Joe was fully reaming us. Like he was
should have been. Dreadful.
I think it was Tatum maybe who said Joe, or maybe Jrue, was like, Joe was doing anything he possibly could to get us to pick up our intensity. He basically like, stop feeling sorry for yourselves, like fucking lock in. And I know a lot of the narrative tomorrow is going to be, they shouldn't have been down in the first place, blah, blah, blah. I don't fucking care. I don't care, not even like the tiniest sliver of amount. Like, you can criticize how bad they played, and they absolutely deserve to be down by as many as they were for playing as poorly as they did, because their defense was bad, and I thought at times their offense was rough too. Even Joe in the first half was like, actually, our shot quality in the first half was 1.22 in the pit. I don't fucking care. It was bad. I thought it was bad.
Offense was dreadful to watch.
Yeah, the way that they came back in this game, the way that they kept their head on straight, the way that they were able to lock in on defense and get huge buckets when they need to, and offensively execute really well down the stretch and get offensive rebounds when they needed to. This is the whole fucking reason that Joe Mazzulla has been preaching, it takes what it takes. And it doesn't matter who you play the same every night. And, you know, before the game, he was literally like, what was his quote before them? He's like, I don't care that it's in Halliburton. This is a game 3 on the road. They're going to play hard. Like you need to embrace that. Sometimes it's going to look different, or sometimes it's not everything's not going to go the way you expect. Like, throwing expectations out the window. That is the exact reason why the Celtics won this game, because once they were like, Joe was like, once we accepted that we were down 18 on the road against Indiana, it was fun. Like we finally got our shit together. And that is the reason that they were able to do this. And I don't care that Indy was at Halliburton, right? We can criticize it all day, but like, it's yes, they were without Halliburton, but they played a different style because of that. And a lot of, like, I feel like a lot of the takeaway is going to be, well, if they have Halliburton, they would have won this game. No, because it would have been a different game. Like, not even from the perspective of, oh, the Celtics might have played harder, they would have played this, because the Pacers had to take on an entirely different play style without Halliburton. And so it would have been a completely different game. And embracing the having zero expectations, embracing the being in the moment, like, that's why the Celtics won this game. And that's not something you've seen from the Celtics before this season. And no one's gonna like look at this as positive because they were down. I truly think everyone in the national media is gonna be like, who fucking cares, blah blah blah. This was the best Celtics win I've seen from this team all season. I don't give a fuck what the opponent is. The fact that they locked in, came back, and won this game in the way that it did was unbelievably impressive to me. Unbelievably impressive.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, feels like they haven't won a lot of games outside of this series, in this fashion, where they had to go out there and take it. And you mentioned the expectations. That's kind of what we talked about after game 1, where I was like, I couldn't tell you last time they won a game that I didn't think they were going to win. They did again. I thought they were dead today, and they came back and won. It was awesome. This is what makes watching sports fun. As stressful as it was when they struggled and they made it difficult on themselves as they were climbing out of the hole, the shots went all the way down and all the way out a billion times in a row in the third and fourth quarters, by the way. But like, as you're watching that, you're like, oh, they're a little bit close. Are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? Are they going to do that? And they're like, oh my God, they did it. They did it. I didn't expect that. There is joy in that. You're right. Like, it's nice to be able to watch a game and just not be like, they should win. Even though a lot of times that is the case. Like, this game, not even they should have won. It's just like they should have defended better. They should have did a better job defending. Without the guy that is consistently the one to initiate the offense, running everything, they should have had a better time on defense. That was the infuriating part to me. In the first half, how many points did they give up at halftime?
69. 69. It was tied for the second most points ever given up in a playoff half with 3 or fewer threes made. Like, with that little thing.
That was another thing. You had the math too.
I think the point is that Joe made after the game, like, and I think I'm not like, this isn't me saying I disagree. The defense sucked. They absolutely should have played better. Yeah. But they played so much different without Halliburton. And it's like, it's so hard to prepare for that. They absolutely should have adjusted quicker. They absolutely should have been better in general, but like, there's no way to anticipate that play style until you see it unfold. And Joe even said it, like, he said, I think it took us a minute, or obviously too long, but he's like, I think it took us a while to figure out what we needed to do to stop them and slow them down and stop them from being as effective as they were. And when they did, they fucking did, and they were great. And so I think it's a credit to them for adapting, however slow. And frankly, I don't give a fuck how slow they went. They won the game. Like they did it quick enough to win the game, and that's really what matters. And everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, this wouldn't fly. Dallas would be better. Or Minnesota would be better." Celtics are up 3-0 in the conference finals, and they just had an 18-point comeback win. It's exactly what Dallas did against the Timberwolves yesterday. And I know the Timberwolves are absolutely better team than the Pacers. That's not what I'm saying. But they still had to come back from 18. I don't care if you're putting fucking JV kids out there. I don't care what happens. Like, they still had to fight. This is an NBA team. They still fought back. They came back down against the Pacers, down 18. Such an impressive win for the Celtics. I don't give a fuck what people say. Jayson Tatum was incredible. Deserves way more love than he's going to get because he's not going to get talked about at all. I'm going to read about it for Celtics blog. He was amazing. Jrue Holiday was amazing. All those Bucks fans who said, "Oh, get ready for playoff Jrue." Yeah, he's pretty fucking great. He's pretty awesome. Man, what a win. I'm genuinely just so impressed with the fact they won that game. They deserve a ton of credit. And I just have a bad feeling all the national media narrative search could be more of, "Oh, they should have been down in third place."
Who gives a shit? Really? Like, you're a smart guy, and I know
I just hate it. I just really don't like it. I know. I think it's so fucking corny. It just makes me mad.
It's corny, but they do it so people talk about it. They're Nick Wrighting you.
I hate it.
They all have become
I know.
Nick Wright. Nick Wright was the first on it. I always gave him props, even though I thought his takes were frustrating. It's like,
but it's not just the talk shows.
Talk about him.
But it's not just the talk shows.
That's
it's
when
just
it becomes a problem.
People on Twitter. It's people like all over the place. Like all I'm seeing is tweets of, "This is why the Celtics will lose in the finals. This is why they're bad." Like it's just, I don't even know. I don't want to. It makes me angry. I hate it. I hate the way that the discourse is in the playoffs because like they have been so unbelievably good at just taking care of business and doing what they need to do this season, and they've not only like continued that in the playoffs. They're one win away from the finals, and they've lost 2 fucking games. I don't care who's in front of them. Like it's so lame, man. And they're not gonna get any props. Even when they even if the Celtics eventually win the finals, it's only gonna be Nuggets weren't there. Doesn't matter. Who cares?
Oh, I'm not.
And
care.
No
one's gonna care.
You're gonna be surprised, but
no, people outside of the community will care, but none of us will care.
No. A huge win for the Celtics. Literal 1 win away from the NBA Finals. This just how demoralizing games 1 and 3 in the same series for this Pacers team.
I saw a tweet, and it's fair. Like, it wasn't criticizing the Celtics. It's like the Pacers should feel like overall good about themselves. Like they could be up 2-1 if 2 shots went differently.
Yeah.
And it's not to take away from the Celtics. It's just like the Pacers have been competitive. Like, yes, this is 3-0, but it's been the most competitive series we've seen the Celtics have to play.
This is what I said at the start of the series. I said I think it's going to be a lot of Cavs game 4s in a row, like a lot in game 5, like a lot of close games that the Celtics grind out, and they've had to grind it out a little more than I anticipated. But I'm impressed that they did because the entire thing coming into the playoffs was the Celtics can't win clutch games. And I know that the Pacers were out without Halliburton, and I know in game 1 the Pacers had some mess ups. But Joe even said it after the game, like with the Nesmith miss. He goes, "You gotta have some luck too. Like there's always a little bit of luck involved." And the Celtics have won 2 clutch games in the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't give a fuck who they're playing. They won 2 clutch games, and that's impressive.
Yeah, now you're going into a game 4 that's like basically a win-win. It's either you win or you go home, and we all get to see them clinch at home. Hopefully,
I would like them to win. I would like them to win here so we can get a little breaky.
You've changed your tone.
What did I? No.
Yeah, you kind of wanted them to clinch in 5.
Why?
So they could win at home.
Why? Oh, maybe I did. I don't remember that. I would like a little, like as I said, a breaky break, a little break between just a little few days off. Let me golf a little bit.
So we have 8 days between games of content to fill.
Woohoo! Well, don't be so sure, buddy. Is the NBA Finals start the same day no matter what? Is there a set?
Yes.
Okay. How about those Mavs, by the way?
Cooked them.
Man, what a win. What a win for the Celtics. I don't know if there's anything else. Andrew Nembhard is Jesus Christ, apparently.
I'm tired, dude.
T.J. McConnell's great.
I don't care about Nembhard.
That was insane. That was just insane. Like
the Pacers got Linsanity games from 2.5 guys. Miles Turner, if you want to throw him in there, and they still lost.
Yep.
See ya.
Andrew Nemhard made 4 threes and TJ McConnell made 1, and nobody else on the Pacers made a 3.
Miles Turner, by the way, who's shot threes incredibly well in the playoffs over 3. Missed some big ones.
Yeah. Good win, Celtics. We can get out of here. Make sure to leave a like. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Subscribe to Bout Them Celtics all the time. Take it out.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell. You won't miss any of our uploads at 5 a.m. every single day. We got something new. We got game recaps like this, full pods. Tuesday, Thursday, typically Sunday. We've got other videos in between if they clinch in 4. Get ready for all those other videos because we're going to have to talk about something. You can also find us doing streams, talking C's Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings, tentatively on the channel. Suds the Roundtables Tuesday around 6. Then we have pregame. Half hour before every single game, we're here chatting it up with the gang. You can reach out and find us via the streaming platforms. Apple, Spotify, we're there. Follow us. You're going to get the pods and game recaps right into your feed. Leave a 5-star review. Email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. We're going to do a mailbag, I think, for the next video. So get those thoughts in. You can find us on socials. How about them C's? Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook's the name of the pod. Streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's Jack's One NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. It's it for us.